everyone, this is going to be a quick video showing you some projects I've been recently up to. This is a Tanto that I just got done finishing just lately. This Tanto here was a gift. It came with the saya, the blade, the habaki, the Seppa and the Tsuba. I ended up changing the Seppa and Tsuba just because I wanted to go with a little bit of a different look. The ska, which is the handle, I made myself. And the fittings I used are fittings I've had around that I got a long time ago from other swords. As you can see, this is a very long sageo for a Tanto. I'm going to be experimenting with sageo length on a Tanto. The Ito is some old Ito that I had from when I rewrapped one of my raptors. The Manuki are actually bows. They are bows and arrows. One of them is silver, and the other one is gold. The finish on the saya, I'm still going to touch up a little bit, but it's basically a satin type of black. This was originally a high gloss, but I didn't like that, so I went with satin. There's also the little shitodome, which are the little eyelets on the kurigata. Those are silver. I made the mukugi out of brass, and that's my Tanto. Originally this was going to be made to match my Grim Reaper Nodachi, but the Manuki that I was originally going to use were too big for this, so I just decided to go with a different direction. Next up, I've been still working on finishing a bunch of my swords that aren't finished, so this is one of the first ones I'm going to show you. This here wasn't wrapped before, so I finally wrapped it. And as you can see, I just basically went with a battle wrap. This here's cotton. It's not super high-end cotton, but it was just something that I wanted to finish up and have this to where I could actually use it again. So I just went with cheap Chinese cotton. I also used a Sharpie on the mukugi, as you can see, so that you can't see them as much. I like that when you cannot see the mukugi as much. Only one last thing left to do to this sword, and that is that the kujiri, as you can see, comes right off. So I'm just going to glue that in place, and then this sword here will be finished. Next up, this is one of my Edo swords, and this is one that the ska wasn't wrapped, and the kurigata needed replacing. So as you can see, I'm still working on the kurigata. That's why I have the sageo just tied here so I don't lose it. But here's the skamaki. As you can see, there's no race skin on this one, and that's because the race skin was such poor quality I figured why bother. This is a version of a battle wrap, and I really like battle wraps for the most part of my swords. They are definitely among my favorite. So on this one here, I'm going to have to put the kurigata on, and when that's finished, I'm going to be showing this one next time. Next up is this one here. This is another one of those Edo swords, and as you can see, I'm going with blue and black on this one. The Ito is the Ito that was on my Shinwa Odachi. I threw it in the wash, cleaned it up, and now it's ready for use again. As you can see, this is close to being finished, but it's not quite there. Once again, I'll be showing this one when it is finished. This one doesn't have the race skin either because, once again, not great quality race skin, so I figured why bother. And this one here doesn't have the kurigata either, so I'm going to be replacing that on this one, and then also making the kugi for it, and then this one here will be finished as well. Now last, but certainly not least of the sword projects, is this one here. This one here, it may look familiar to you because this one here was originally my Kriegsmesser katana hybrid. And I decided that I wanted to go with a different direction for it. So I made this saber type handle with a bird's beak right there. It's a little bit longer than needed, as you can see. I did that so that way there's plenty of room for a gloved hand when using the sword. And this here, as you can see, it just needs a little bit more shaping. It needs some smoothing, and then it's going to need a finish, and then this one here will be finished. Now, the last thing I've been doing also is I've been putting some tape on some of my various weapons and gear. This is one of my AK mags, and it has a number 1 and then A Nova. Now the reason for this is because number 1, the orange tape allows so that if the magazine gets dropped, it's more easily found. You can also do this with neon green tape as well, or a combination of the two, if you're worried about where you may drop it. For example, if you're dropping this in sand, then you might want green. If you're dropping this in grass, then you might want orange. If you're not sure which one you're going to be dropping in, then you might want both. The number is so that way if you have a problem with a magazine, you can more easily narrow it down to, okay, this is number 1, this is number 2, whichever. And then of course my name is there, so that way if ever I go take a class and I'm using this magazine or any of my magazines, it's more easily identifiable that, okay, that one's mine. Now, you'll notice that my flashlight and my throwing knives have this as well. Now, these are on here so that way if they get dropped or anything, especially in the dark, they're more easy to find. If this flashlight were to get dropped in the dark, then it's going to be hard to find even with another light sometimes because it's black. But with the orange tape on it, if I dropped this, I could just pull out my cell phone, use the light on my phone to find this, and the orange will stand out much better than just the black. Now with the throwing knives, I put the orange tape on there for 2 reasons. Number 1, it looks better for videos, plus if I'm practicing with these and throwing them in the dirt or whatever else, then these are easier to find. Black ones tend to blend in more with things. Orange, though, you know, it's not going to blend in as well. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I've been up to. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'll see you in the next video. See ya!